Хорошо. Click on the laptop.
I taka sama powtórzy no, Italia, c'era, noi abbiamo fatto i auguri, questa metà, ciò di tutta la oh,
On your account icon in the top right. So this is for local. Yeah, so in the land good for you to test it for the combination because what you can do on the computer is see what everyone's seeing and then so you can read groups with them and you can also see through people's eyes. So yeah, I think we can test that out today. Sorry? No, you're good. Same thing.
Students are already there at the university, but the internet connection is not very good right now because of the air, right? Yeah. Yeah. So a lot of students.
Yeah. So are they on the
I will send it again to them. They will try to join it, but I said like maybe the connection will get better a little bit later.
Yeah.
I mean, now we're just getting all prepared, right?
Yeah.
Точно так само.
So do you already have some students on IADT or?
No.
Що будемо дивитися? Що
Yeah, exactly. So, you can upload it into your landing page.
That's
It's kind of set up for I think they will come and talk through landing pad sessions, you know. Yeah.
Did you want to do it on your iPhone? Want to try loading concept so you can do the really powerful thing is being able to use concept on your computer so you can see inside collaborative so tissues working together. And she can also see sorry?
I okulary, tak jak się ogarniasz.
One, two, three. Yeah.
I Jenny to zwoły.
Jenny bierze tam na postać. Jenny,
you have
Everyone like she goes from talking like a bit green screen.
Sì, specificati
So if you go to landing pads, if you go to the top right hand corner of the account, and that's download the concept.
Okay, so we adjust. So I just click on this one.
na ekran.
Maybe better now.
Nie, ja patrzę za to jest łatwe. A tam pokażę, tak?
Was there a track options? No, because it was. I'm trying to find it.
It's fine.
Yeah. I do, yeah.
Okay.
He was one of the producers. Well, producer. He was producer. Yeah. Debbie Anderson, she's been. She's amazing.
So yeah, so I think now she's building on. So I think what we'll do at this point is maybe this would be good to have a discussion to talk us through.
Co najkrótsze.
Shall we go through maybe an introduction to landing pads? Yeah. Are you ready? Are you ready? Just wait for Jenny. Charmaine?
Yep.
So we've got Gravity Sketch loaded on the computers, or just
Cool.
about. Be good to just then, I guess, get an overview of landing pad.
Yeah.
And features around being able to view inside rooms and stuff. So,
Yep.
so I can set. Shall we set a room up in the Accelerate
Yeah, we got a room named GS, and there's like a controller like model inside. You guys could all get into it. But before that, we prepare a video to talk about the feature of like landing pad. So I'm going to share it now.
Right.
Hey everyone, in this tutorial, I'm going to walk you through how to use landingpad.me, how to add members to the organization, and how to take advantage of some features you will find in landingpad.me. When you first log in to landingpad.me, especially if it's your first time, it'll look something like this. You'll land on the file manager, and the name of your organization will appear over here. It is possible to be part of multiple organizations, and if you are, you can use this little drop-down menu to switch between organizations. Here we have a EDU demo org for demonstration purposes. The file manager doesn't have any files here, but if we want to, we can upload files that are compatible with Gravity Sketch, such as JPEGs, PNG files, and OBJ files. I'm actually going to import a zip file from Gravity Sketch from another account. And in this case, I'm going to find this in the Gravity Sketch folder. Grab the file here and just drag it over, and this will import the file. If you click on this file, you can view it, download it, rename it, move it into another folder, and even delete it. We'll come back to the viewing part later on in this video. All right. The file manager has kind of two spaces. Here we have the personal files. So these are files that you would save, and you're kind of the location for where your files would go. And you have files that would be present and usable by the entire organization. So these would be like assets for your organization that you want everyone to have access to. Down here, we can manage the organization. So under manage, we can manage the organization. Here we have 10 seats. We can see when the license is going to expire, and we have more information about our org. And just below that, we have our members. As you can see right now, there are two members that are part of this organization. One is an admin, and the other is a member. We can add more members by clicking Add Members, entering an email address, and then you can use Add Members as a personal account here. This is optional. However, if your members are able to be part of multiple organizations, you'll want to make sure to check this. And especially for students in education, this may be important as they may get internships and be part of other orgs. So in education, make sure to click Add Members as a personal account. Then you can click Add, and the member will be added to the organization. If you click on a member here, you can remove them or you can make them inactive. You can also see information about them as well. Down below, we have the Cloud Exports Beta. So this is a location where you'll find files that have been queued and exported using the cloud. If you export from LandingPad, they'll appear here, or if you export using the cloud from an Oculus Quest or untethered headset, those files will also appear here. Under Recents, these are files that have been recently saved or modified, and they'll appear here. Right now, since we don't have any files in that we've saved at all in our file manager, Recents is empty. Lastly, you have the trash bin, and if you have any trash, you can find the files in the trash bin here and empty the trash. And that is basically LandingPad. Let's go back up to our file manager and take a look at the view function. So if I click on this file and then click view, the file will load up, and then we can actually use this 3D viewer in our browser to inspect the file. Over here, we have a couple different options. So we can use the camera section to navigate around and view our file and use different cameras to view it from different angles, like this. You can change the focal length, and you can even generate a turntable. So here I've turned on the spinning, and it'll continue spinning, and we can even change it around or change the angle of the camera around while it's on the turntable. Bring that back, snap it to the middle. You can change the direction as well. Next, we can inspect the layers, and you can even turn layers off. Right now, this file only has one layer, but you can use the little icons here to change opacity or turn layers on or off. You can change the workspace, so this would be kind of the background color as well. You can turn on measurements for the file. See what the dimensions are. And lastly, if you click export, you can export files using the FBX, IGES, OBJ, GLTF, or USDZ file formats. You can choose your dimensions that you want to export in, the axes, and geometry preferences. And when you queue the export, it'll go to the Cloud Export library. So that's the view function in Landing Pad. If you want to go back to the file manager, simply click the arrow to the left, and you'll go back to your file manager. So that's everything for Landing Pad. We hope this tutorial was helpful. If you have any comments or questions, feel free to reach out to us at any time. We're here to help.
Oh, they have. Yeah, good. Thanks, Charmaine. Do you want to say that to Charmaine? Charmaine?
Charmaine Miroslava said before she saw this video on YouTube in Ukrainian, she was able to, like it really helped her.
Cool.
They watched the Ukrainian version
Yes.
on YouTube. So that was really helpful.
That's really great. We're glad that it helped, and like we're really happy that your school could also like use graphic sketch and all has that. It's like great news for us. Cool. Should we jump into the collab room?
Yeah, can you show us how to enter Collabroom on the desktop?
Yeah, I can share my screen and do it for you. Give me a second. Okay. So I guess everyone can see my screen now.
Just 1 second. So we've got some students. We've got the students that have got headsets in Ukraine joining us as well.
Cool.
But I don't know on the Accelerate email list.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you got them? Okay. Are they in the room already? Because I can't see them.
They скажуть, що вони не хочуть ці кімнаті Accelerate.
They need to make sure they go to Accelerate.
Вони мають до тої кімнати на Accelerate.
Що там можна? Ага,
Олександр.
Yeah, so
Вони прийшли в іншій кімнаті, вони
how many are there?
А скільки там студентів зараз?
Ну, є 8 студентів.
There's only one, there's only girls.
Треба, щоб вони зайшли в кімнату.
Oh,
Треба
maybe.
зайти в кімнату.
Oh, maybe.
Скетч?
There's another
Того ж ні.
Tomasz. Yeah, so one person. So
Він налаштовує.
so Ol's been there, but
Олександр він зараз перевіряє від канату.
Присядьте,
Це що означає?
okay, so Charmaine.
Yep.
So yes, carry on, sorry.
Sure. Yep. So when you're like in the landing pad, in the Accelerate org, you see like you have personal files and also the org space. And when you go into the section of files and rooms, you see there's a room here. It's called GS. This is the room that we have to get in, and we have already like 2 people inside the room. If you're on a Screen Collab applications, you just have to like click onto the room, and then you will see like a bunch of icons appear here. And then click this button saying like join in app alpha, and then click the Screen Collab option. And open Graffiti Sketch. It should automatically trigger the application that you have just downloaded.
Yeah, because you downloaded it already.
And so now you're in the room. And
Yeah.
there's like some simple navigation, like double click to empty space, reset camera, left click and drag to move along, and right click to drag, and also like scroll to zoom in, zoom out. So
Yes, we can see it.
This is how you look like in a collab room through the computer.
Толочна. А ні, це воно показує, що ні, вона показує, що кнопки означають колір. Колір є самі. Не знаю. Жить, чи ти знала, от на цих штучках, що це є колір, і це ти нажимаєш, це вертаєш назад, а тут тобі є інструмент. Бачиш, і цим інструментом ти можеш монтувати.
Yeah. Experts.
А оці два.
Ага.
So basically, this is really useful for when all the students are in there, being able to see what that's in the room. And you can change the perspective. Is that right, Charmaine? You can. So if someone wanted to say it through my eyes, they could, right?
Yeah, let me try to do it now. For example, if I click on the pin next to Chris, now I will be seeing like what Chris is seeing in his VR headset. So it would be like really easy if you have to get someone to follow something or to like present something for everyone. And we also get a laser pointer on the Screen Collab app, so you can actually point to a specific maybe button, like, okay, so this button is, the purple button is for the tools, then we can click onto it, and it could be shown both in the VR headset and also the Screen Collab app.
Here.
If you click on that.
Толочна.
We have the steps for linking it up to
So are you seeing? Can you see what I see? Yeah. Yeah. So you're seeing.
А ну подивися на планшет.
It looks like he's got his headset in.
Каже, що поставив ніби в мене. А, да, бачите, що поставив ніби серця, а він хіхав.
А ну чи можна?
Ага, Джейн.
So one is
Connecting the computer.
А ну Джейн. Джейн.
А, Джейн.
So, Charmaine,
О,
is it possible to be? Is it possible to be in the same account?
Джейн.
Although Jenny is, I don't know how problematic that is. To be in the same
Yeah,
landing pad
yeah, you
account.
can-
on the desktop?
Yeah, you can use the same landing pad account to join the Screen Collab and also the VR. It should be fine.
And it'll be two different views, basically. So we're just getting the students in Ukraine to join. So we're just waiting for them to join the room.
Cool. Once they've joined, we can like have George to walk us through the controllers and like some basic navigation in Graffiti Sketch, and then we can wrap up the session there.
Yeah, yeah.
Він розміщує окремі кімнати.
Just before we do that, is anyone not managed to get their actual headset set up? Is anyone having any troubles there, or has everyone got the headset set up and they're able to get into Gravity Sketch?
I think so. I just need to log in. I have a really complicated password, so
Log into
and I can't install the app. When I have downloaded the app, but then I have to put some steps to see.
No, you don't need to do that. If you download you extract
Yeah.
you don't need to.
Oh,
That's only if you don't use it.
okay.
So you should be able to do what we just did.
All right. Just change the password.
Yeah, I was in the Gravity Sketch and the terminal was it, and you had to reinstall the latest version and then log back into that screen again. Okay. It's kind of like, yeah, see, it's a lot like it.
Students arriving.
Це наші студії. Вони дивляться на
Are you coming in now?
Stiamo
And then I
Okay, we can see what
the
our
space that I'm not in
А що тут я не бачу?
Edgy group.
Порушення.
Get salary.
Yeah.
Have you not been added? It could be in-house.
My wrong email.
Well, David's on the email, so
Which email is it? Sorry.
It's because I don't use my college email for that. So it's
Вони передбачені 1 мільйон, щоб ви бачили. Значить, ще зараз покажу.
This is our okay.
Two T's.
Types it up at the back, yeah.
Okay.
Що можна? Знайшла? Ти бачиш відпустка? Бачиш? Леся. Що ти з моїх Ти не нажимаєш, що ти вибираєш. Оце червона, щоб повернути. Бачиш червоне?
Yeah, just there's a top strap here as well. Yeah, we pull that, it's like, that's it.
Okay, now we put that.
Ти розподіляєш, не знаєш. Тебе не вийде. Тебе тут є панель інструментів. Інструменти. Дивися, нажимай. От нажимай цю кнопку. Нажимай оцю кнопку. Оцю. Поліз, на що ти фольгу? І все, і малюй. Не відпускай, чи де туди. Бачиш, я. Дивися, ти малюєш. А червона кнопка повертається? А червона кнопка повертається? Дивись. Опа, все. От червона. Червоно, бачиш, повертається. Правильно?
Так, поважаю, думаю, так, і дуже колір.
Дивися.
Який колір?
Дивися, що можеш малювати. Ні, це легко. Ну, дивися, що можеш малювати. А ну, ми переверни назад.
Ну, бачите, там в цьому, так?
Та я вже запам'ятала.
Там не бачиш.
Панель. Ні, не панель. Вибери оцю форму. Так, нажимай. Оцю нажимай.
Це ж рухається.
Так. І тепер, так? Ні, тепер дивися, ти робиш.
Оце заливочка зробила.
Але ти зменшуєш.
I have to take my laptop off the institute. I put it off the queue as well, because otherwise it's Firefox. Okay.
Бачиш? А тепер
Yeah, and then it takes away the bloody thing off then.
Пускай вниз. А тепер ти можеш і вертай червону всю кнопочку. Всю червону кнопочку.
Ну, забираєш назад.
Maybe that's a simple password for PR.
Please, how do you delete completely the object if
If you select it, go to this, select the object, so you see that, that little circle there, this one. If you move that, you make this circle bigger and more, yeah? Make it quite big, that circle. Yeah, this one, I made this circle on this joystick, make it quite large, and I'll put it there, nice, yeah. Larger. So basically you've got to intersect, oh, it's gone. So basically what you do is intersect that circle with the object, pick to hold it, and then hit the red button at the end to delete.
Okay, I got it. I just, my nose is like itching. Okay, get out and try.
Is this the first time we've used it? Or
No, I
have you used
used
it?
it in June, but I haven't used it since then, so I don't remember anything.
Дивися, Масуля просто добавив, будь ласка, мою кожу. Може, дитина?
А, їх зараз Лєля скидає.
А де? Де пошла?
Oh, you might be. Are you outside the zone?
Лєля
I
кидає.
set,
Зачекай, не бачу. Я не помню.
because I set it off where I'm sitting, so it
Що, Angelo
you're
менеджер?
outside the.
Є?
What you're sitting, are you in the room?
Масуля.
Are you outside?
No, she's okay. Yeah, I think it's okay.
Because I've set the boundary to here, so I'm outside.
No, I think I'm quite close. I'm like within.
Touching it.
If I see.
So you haven't got the edge popping up like a big grid.
No. Sorry. It's like within.
Це голова людина зовсім інша.
Я не слушаю, чого ви не ходите?
Так, бо ти крутий, ти чути.
Я кила Мазуля ложечку, я не знаю.
Вона що так ходить тут.
Дивися, Анжела, це ж не забагато.
Какие-то формы, наверное.
Може.
Дивіться, Анжела, не знаю, Анжела.
Хай Бог.
Кіра, Масуля.
Hey Chris, are we ready to start? Is everyone here?
Yeah, I think we're good.
Бачите, це не
Ведемо.
Cool. I will hand the stage to George then.
Я ж чуєш? Може, Мазуля, що її тоді не давали, мені не кидали.
Коли у мене задоволено. Я бачу.
Вона там
Maybe.
I want to play.
Анжела Масуля. Дивіться, вона.
Charmaine, we can't hear anything through the Blackboard presentation, it's just coming through the headset. Not everyone's in there. Oh.
Co? Wiesz, masz pracę. Będę nazad.
Is that clear, Charmaine?
Yeah, that's good, we can hear you in the room now.
Yeah, is that better?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So yeah, so as I was saying, yeah, you can use both controllers to scale yourself in and out. So if I pull them both together and pull my controllers apart, it zooms me in. If I move my controllers closer together, it zooms me out. So you can zoom in and out of stuff like that, and then pull yourself back in using the left-hand trigger. So those are the grab triggers for navigating yourself around the room. And then the next thing that I'll show you will be the triggers on the top of your controller, so these ones here. So on the right-hand trigger, that's your drawing trigger. And with this one, if I pull the trigger down, you'll see that I can draw this shape here.
Is everyone right-handed?
You'll see a red button on the top of the trigger.
Josh?
Yeah.
So, you might need to slow down a little bit. We've got a couple of questions.
Okay, sure.
So just basic navigation. How do you navigate around the space? Or also, I don't think everyone's left and right-handed, or have left and right hand different.
Okay.
So we might need to say just talk about the left and right hand swapping on and how the
Sure.
dominant hand or
Okay, sure.
hand.
Yeah. Okay, so I'll go over the navigation one again. So the main one you're going to want is the inside trigger here on your left-hand hand. And that will basically, when you hold that down, it pulls you, or it basically moves the room around. So you can see that as I've grabbed it and I push my trigger away from me, it moves me backwards. And if I pull it towards me, it moves me forwards. And equally, I can move myself to the left and I can move myself to the right. So that's the one for just sort of moving yourself around the room quickly. Does that one make sense to everyone?
You got that? The inside triggers to expand and yeah, that's great. Thank you.
Cool. And then if you pull both the inside triggers at the same time and pull them apart, that zooms you in. And if you move them together, it zooms you out. So you can quickly zoom in and out of places like that. And what you'll find is it can be quite slow if you're zoomed in to move yourself around the space with just the left-hand trigger. But if you zoom yourself right out, you can quickly move yourself, especially when you've got bigger models. You can move yourself around a bit more easily. You can see we've got someone very zoomed in here. Does that all make sense? Is that okay for everyone moving around? Does that make sense?
Yeah, well, okay. Kicking around, nested. Yeah, I bet everyone's nested and moving around.
Cool. All right. So yeah, I'll show you now just how to change the controllers depending on if you're left or right-handed. So by default, when you come in, it'll be set up with right-handed mode, which means that your dominant hand or your drawing hand is the right-hand controller, and you can draw and create with that one. If you're more comfortable being left-handed, on the left-hand controller, you'll see a blue button with 3 white lines. If you press that one, that opens up all your various menu options. And then with the other controller, what you're going to do is click on this one here. It says preferences at the top. So with your other controller, move the pointer into it and pull the trigger, and it'll open this menu. And then in this menu, you've got this toggle here, which you can go between right-handed or left-handed. Now, when you do that toggle, all the menu options will change and all the buttons will reverse as you do it. So yeah, anyone who's left-handed, switch across. But for now, I'll keep it in right-handed mode for demoing to everyone else. What you might find, so that when we've set up Gravity Sketch, when we're doing these collab rooms, you can't see all the settings. So if anyone hasn't actually been able to see my controllers as I'm doing that, just shout.
And we can see it's good.
Cool. So is everyone who needs to be left-handed got themselves left-handed?
Yeah, that's fine. Can you show the shortcut as well to that?
Show the what, sorry?
Shortcut, clicking the controllers together.
So I'll show you. It doesn't actually work, so I'm on a different headset, so it doesn't work. But yeah, what you can also do is if you align your controllers like this and bang them together, it will switch the handedness for you. So it actually does work on the Pico. So you see I'm left-handed now. bang them together, and now I'm right-handed.
Oh, so you're on the Pico headset?
I've got a Pico at the moment. Yeah, I was just doing a session with someone else on a Pico, so that was the nearest headset for me. The controls are all exactly the same.
So it works on a Pico, works on a Quest.
It works on a Quest as well, yeah.
But if you're on like a tethered VR headset, like a Vive or something, you'd have to do the manual settings.
Yes, I think so. Yeah, I've not managed to get it working on a Vive before.
That's good to know, because we've been relying on the clicking together. Thanks.
Cool. Okay, so yeah, is everyone ready if I show you quickly through just the basic sketching controls?
Sorry, Josh,
Yeah.
we're all much on top of each other, so if I want to move somewhere else, I mean, I can't.
Yeah, I
Is
can
that-
move over here a little bit and then
If you use it to inside figures, just do a kind of.
It's the
Yeah, do that. And then you can go large and small. You can also use it to kind of almost swim yourself away.
Oh, yeah.
It's a swimming motion.
the swimming.
If you move both handsets away from you, you're moving backwards.
Okay, yeah, that's better.
It's like exactly
Second
a doggy.
a reverse doggy. Okay, well, I'm gonna.
cool. Right, everyone managed to navigate themselves around now then. Right. So yeah, I'll go into the sort of the drawing controls for you. So yeah, you'll see, I guess, looking at your drawing hand, which for me is obviously the right hand one now, you'll see the little grey dot on top of my controller, and that's the drawing tool that I've got selected at the moment. So all I need to do is use the trigger on this hand, and it will start to draw. So you'll see I've pulled it and it's done a dot. But if I hold the trigger down and I move my hand, it'll now start to draw a line following wherever I go with my controller. Once you've done a shape, if you're not happy with it, you can use the red button on that same controller just to delete that or undo it, essentially. So I'll undo both of those. If you want to change the tool that you've got, on the other hand, you've got the blue button. So if you press that, sorry, the purple button. So press the purple button, and then you've got all of our different tools. So at the moment, I've just got the ink tool, which just does a normal ink stroke. We've got the stroke tool, which is very, very similar, but you'll see how on the ink tool, you've got these tapered edges. On the stroke one, it's just a more solid line the whole way through. Other tools we've got are revolve, and these are for sort of like creating, you'll see here, you can create a more solid objects. Let me just zoom out a little bit. And I'll probably let Brett go through the rest of these because they get a bit more complex there. But that's the basic. If you can get comfortable with the stroke tool, that would be a good place to be started when you join your session with Brett. I'll just show you as well, once I've sort of drawn something here, you might want to do thicker or thinner lines. So with your drawing hand, with the joystick, if I push it to the right, it will increase the size of the thickness of the stroke. If I move it to the left, it makes it really small and thin. So you can play around with that. I'll just remove these. If you want to change the color of your stroke, you've got the color wheel button there. And if you hold that down, and then you've essentially got this picker here. So you can move it forwards and backwards for darker and lighter. And then you can choose any of the colors you want here. So if I want a nice blue one, move it over there, let go of the button, and now I've got a blue stroke. The other thing, I think, probably the last thing I'll show you on this hand or in this session, I'll just move over here, someone's in my space. So yeah, if you've drawn a little line here, you'll see I've got this sort of translucent bubble on my controller. If I intersect that with an object, you'll see the object then highlights in red. And basically that means that I can grab that object. So with my inside trigger, if I pull that down, I've now picked up this object and I can move it around. When I'm happy with where I've moved it to, I release the trigger and then it exists in that space. So grab it, put it wherever I want it. The other thing you can do is if you grab it and hold the other opposite trigger on the inside, I can scale it up and down.
Should be a little bit.
So if everyone wants to have a go at that, and let me know if we've got any trouble. And then I think that's probably enough of the basics for today. And then yeah, Brett will go much deeper into this in this afternoon session.
So great, thank you, Josh. And basically, we've got some students from Ukraine joining us who have been using it since they got the headsets and are quite familiar now with it. So we might have some more advanced questions from the students in Ukraine for this afternoon session with Brett. We've also got some people in the room here that are new to it. So I think if this afternoon session could be a combination of both, that would be really good.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, we've obviously got a little bit of time now. So if anyone's got any burning questions about the stuff that I've just shown you, let me know and I'm happy to go over it again or give another demonstration.
Okay,
thanks. So I think we'll leave it there and play and then pick up with Brett's session 2.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, cool.
What time was the Brett session?
It's 3 p.m. It's 3 p.m. And for the afternoon session, we will start it with a short presentation about like Graffiti Sketch education by Mariah, and then we will do a short intro about basic Graffiti Sketch features and tools, and then an intro to Collab Room, and then some free times to explore in Collab Room or any like Q&A session.
Okay, that's at 3 o'clock, is it? Yeah. 3 o'clock UK?
That's for 3 o'clock.
Yeah, we're trying to align with pressure the States.
Okay.
So it's a bit later.
We'll have to go because we've got to go. Yeah. So I'll leave my phone.
Oh, good, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. Is it, Charmaine, is it possible to start earlier because the Ukraine students would be quite late?
It's like 2 hours difference.
It's because Brad is based in Texas, so it's like morning for him. So that's why it's 3 p.m.
That's the earliest Brett can do it, really.
Yeah.
Okay, no worries.
Charmaine, just I'm just thinking I've got a free-ish afternoon. If the sort of the new people we could do earlier, I guess that doesn't really help the students in the Ukraine, but if the sort of the brand new people wanted to do a quick half hour with me to go over some stuff, then I can do that earlier.
That'd be great, Josh.
Yeah, and if we could do the intro stuff and then just say Brett's stuff till 3, maybe Brett can do more advanced questions and with the Ukrainian students.
Hi, this is the students.
Oh, бачите, наші.
Oh, they're all in headsets. There you go.
Yeah.
Can we maximise that screen? Can we maximise the screen in Ukraine?
Cool. So I guess we'll meet at 2:30.
So can you see the Ukraine, our Ukraine colleagues in VR headsets?
Yep.
Can you see?
Let's meet at 2:30 for the Ukraine with the same link.
Oh, які смішні.
That's great.
Yeah.
Вікторич, ви нас чуєте?
Then they will.
Олександр, включи камеру.
Включіть камеру, всі чекають.
Вас всі бачать.
Скажу, без зв'язку.
Ні, то...
Hello, we hear you.
Yay!
And so in chat. Many of you so big.
Олександр, о 5 годині буде зустріч повторна. Будь ласка, підготуй питання з дітьми, які їх цікавлять обов'язково, бо вони хочуть від вас, що можна зробити, що не можна зробити, які у вас проблеми є, як, наприклад, як можна застосовувати, які інструменти вас цікавлять. Вони хочуть від вас якісь від студентів.
Зараз чи в 3 годині?
Ні, на 5 годину, бо тому що це по їхньому буде 3 година, а в нас 5 година. Це буде друга зустріч, Biography скетч, окей?
Добре. А сьогодні, зараз ми відключаємося.
Ні, ми ще працюємо, вони хочуть вас бачити. Так. Так, вони вас зараз всі знімають на камеру, так що, будь ласка, будьте на камері.
Питайте за те, щоб вони всі в одну кімнату приїжджали.
Дивіться, Олександр, під'єднай всіх студентів в одну камеру, бо тому що вони не приєднані до одного кімнати.
Ми кидаємо вам...
Ні, Олександр, тільки ти приєднаний, Настя Городинська, Настя Гордей приєднана і все, більше.
Я так зрозумів, обмеження в кімнаті 10 чоловік тільки, так? Бо ми не можемо зайти.
Поясни.
Ага, вони не можуть, вони бачать кімнату.
In one room.
Поясни, що ви.
Що?
In one room, how many people can be together? 10?
In one room. How many people can be in one room?
Що не каже 10 студентів?
Up to 20 people.
Sorry?
Up to 20 people.
До 20 людей. Чого вони тоді не можуть приєднатися? Not all the students, not all our students can join.
У нас викидають помилку, якщо 10 не можуть.
Олександр, ми нічого не зрозуміли.
Викидає помилку, що більше 10 чоловік в нас підключитися не можуть.
Alexander says that he gets, like, some of the students get an error when they try to join the gravity sketch room. It says that more than 10 people join.
Cool. Maybe we can like try to solve the Alexander's like class in another like Zoom link, so we can help onboard them now. I will post the Zoom link in the chat. So if Alessandra, you can like join that Zoom link, we can like sort it out with Josh in there.
Oh, good. So now, yeah.
Cool. And we'll wrap the session like in Dublin here, and we will continue with Alessandra in that Zoom link.
Валерія, тобто мені приєднати їх в свою кімнату, так?
Вона каже, що вона вам кинула посилання з Zoom, щоб ви зайдіть туди на то посилання, і вона вам допоможе під'єднатися.
Окей.
Там посилання. Okay, so Charmaine, you will be able to help Alexander and the students, right?
Yep. We will help him now, and I will like drop off this call.
Okay, thanks.
Обов'язково, Олександр, щоб були питання стосовно мистецтва, бо ми одні, які з мистецтва серед ви саме зрозуміли, так. І щоб студенти задавали такі логічні питання. Окей.
Молодці, що ми вас бачимо, що ви приєдналися.
Олександр, ви можете приєднатися до того, так? До того посилання?
Ну, пробуй. Не відключайся.
Валерія підключають ще.
Підключається?
Ще ні. Треба, щоб підготували.
Це натягнути. Для чого?
Але на свій інтернет.
Щоб не надали мені.
У нас є 9, що далі? Оце.
9 headsets.
А де 10-й? 10-й дівчинки з дому.
Another girl has a headset at home. In the room. Yeah, in the room they have a headset.
І так це великий десяток.
It's a breakthrough for us. Yeah, it's only the first time there.
Are these different students? Are these different students from one student?
Ні, це всі студенти, з якими ми постійно
Oh, this is, oh, thank you.
Thursdays or Friday, and like,
Нам треба це зберегти, щоб вони не захотіли далі продовжувати.
Олександр, right now.
Анжела, there are more students right now outside, like waiting in another room.
Oh, really?
That's just a nice
Даже ми можемо вийти.
Олександр, а Ілля Дмитрович знімає взагалі це все? Ми сьогодні з ним мали дзвіночок.
Про себе ж зняли.
Бачиш, що двері відкриті, може він десь там і не знімає. Нам треба, щоб вони знімали вже назад, я там цю кімнату, і це все було.
А це дати профілі, то вони ходили.
А Діана? А де вони ходили?
Okay, Charmaine, so what time shall we see? Shall we, if we're going to do slightly earlier, so should we say 2 o'clock to do the intro to gravity sketch, general information, and a bit of time with Josh, and then at 3 o'clock with Brett. Oh, can't hear you.
Я бачу, що Ваня, ще мого нема, хоча Ваня тут є.
I'll take the nod as a yes. At 2 o'clock. So back on at 2 o'clock, is that okay? Yeah. See you later. 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock to do the review.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.